Welcome back, everybody, to yet another episode of Three Bros on the Mic. You know who we got here, man. Big Mike, J Mac. Mo's here.
What's up, man? Welcome back.
Mo's back, and Mark right there on the end, man. This is a great topic. I said we get right into it. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, man.
Monique got some stuff she gotta get off her chest. But no, the topic, man, today is settling sometimes the smartest move. At any point, you know, I know instantly some people think relationships.
Right.
But you can take that to the career side. You can take that sports. You can take it that route. You can take it to, dare I say, church house.
Right. Everything
You
can
can
come
go,
back
you
that
can-
way.
You can use it any kind of way. But we're going to talk about something that I think is going to trigger some people.
I ain't triggered.
But no, I thought it was a good topic, man, because I hear it a lot, especially in my job. You know, people feel like sometimes feel like they settled. Like this is not exactly what their life thought it would pan out to be. So they, And so I heard this comment. It said that everybody calls it settling until it's peaceful, stable, and it pays off. I was like, ooh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So I'm gonna keep going here. So then, actually, we go around the table. What does settling actually mean in your experience when you hear that word? Settling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, I guess it means just kind of like, you know, accepting what is, and not really not one knowing that there is a highest and best, knowing that there is more. So you have to acknowledge that first to even know that you're settling. You know that there's more. And I think settling is one with that acknowledgement and acceptance that there is more, that there is a highest and best in whatever environment, career,
Right.
relationship, life, that you are okay with where you're at in that path, or where you're at, you know, within that roadmap of, you know, what there is to attain. So it's almost sort of like having some level of, for lack of better words, complacency with where you're at and what you're doing, knowing that there can be more or that there is more, but, you know, still just accepting where you currently are positioned and, you know, being okay with that. Yeah, being okay with that.
Yeah, I like that. I'm playing devil's advocate, right?
Come on.
I think I'm taking a positive approach on settling, right? Acknowledging that where you are is good enough, right? Acknowledging that instead of aiming for perfection, that where you are, you've already made it, right? So I think putting a positive spin on that could be, you know, settling is okay, right? Who the man of your dreams was is not who you have, but doesn't make him wrong. Doesn't make him not good enough. Makes him, he's great for you. That's what you ended up with, right?
What you got, Mo?
You know, or the job you currently have, or, you know, your career, the house you thought you wanted, man, not what you're living in, but it's everything you need, right? Settling is okay.
I agree.
Why not?
What you got, Mo?
Uh-oh.
I mean, because like I had a friend that I was talking to at work, and I was just like, girl, it's just hard out here, and it's just like at this point, I'm ready to just date an ugly guy,
Ooh.
and I date him, and we'll be good, and then I'm settling for him, because these fine people out here. They got too many gangs. They got too many women. It's like, oh yeah, girl, I used to mess with him. And it's just like, I'm going to just take the ugly guy.
There you go.
Or the nice guy.
Or the too nice guy.
Right, or the
The
nice
too
guy.
nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I've heard people say that settling, I typed it out too. It said people act like settling means you gave up. But sometimes it could just mean that you stop chasing the fantasy.
That's right.
Like you started to get real. Like instead of chasing the bag or the mountain of the bag that you want, the epitome of what you want, you settle not in terms of giving up, but you come to the realization like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna achieve what I want. But I can see how that sounds like you gave up. But I guess go ahead, Mike.
So I'm even looking at it from just like the root word, you know what I'm saying? So to your point, and I might recant a little bit or change a little bit of my initial definition of settling.
Yeah.
Because I think it's not necessarily knowing that there's better, right? I think it's acknowledging that there's the potential for better or worse, not knowing but still stopping, and being comfortable at where you're at. So when I said looking at the word and its origin, you think of settlers, which I'm not really a fan of because it makes me think of Christopher Columbus. Of
course.
But like, right,
yeah.
he was a settler, and I think of colonizers, right?
Exactly,
So when they
exactly.
came, purportedly, when they settled and found
Yeah.
the United States,
Americas,
right?
yeah.
It's not because those 3 ships that they were on that they couldn't go past the U.S. and there was other land possibly.
They stopped there.
They stopped and they were okay with
They
what
found
they
land and
found
stopped.
land.
Right.
It didn't mean that there was a land ahead of them.
Ahead of them.
Right. So there was potential
Yeah.
of there being a lot more, bigger than the United States.
Right.
More fruitful and bountiful than the U.S.
Right.
And it's the belief. And again, this is purported because I really have my own beliefs on that. But just going back to the definition of a settler or settling, it's more or less just like, all right, this is what we came across. This is where I'm at. And to Mark's definition, it's just like, I'm happy with, what I have,
Right.
I have,
Right.
Yeah.
But there is a we could always look at any opportunity that we're at, and it could be ideal, and there could be the potential for it to be greater or bigger, but you don't particularly know. So yeah, I'm settling in what I feel comfortable with, right now.
I read a comment when I was doing my research trying to figure out how are we gonna spin this this episode, and a comment came in that said that people need to, in terms of relationships with settling, comment said that stop confusing standards with stalling. It says you've been waiting 10 years for that special someone. So stop. That was one way of looking at it. Like, you set your standards and I want this, I want that.
You're stalling.
But in most cases, I guess to this person's comment was that a lot of times people are stalling.
Right.
Like they won't push the green light on it. They're stalling to
They
Monique.
bypass on a lot of
Monique's point, like
good
you gotta
options.
find me, you gotta
They want-
chase
they
me.
can hold on for the race.
Like I got standards, and then the man could be or the woman could be giving you all the signs in the world, but yet you stuck on your standards. And people say, man, you stalling, man. You looking for something.
Well, maybe that's just fear of commitment.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be that, or it could also be that you just really are accustomed to the old ways of how things happen in your life. Like for instance, if you're so accustomed to men or women approaching you, and then now it's flipped in a sense,
Right,
like
society
he's giving you everything or she's giving you everything, but yet you are still blind to it because you're still remembering how it was. Like, nah, in my past relationships, like, well,
I have to do all that.
they're past relationships for a reason. So
Yeah, you
just be
gotta-
open to, like, I guess another way of
Yeah.
another lens, right?
Yeah.
Because I know for my relationship with my wife, I did a lot of I don't think I was trying to settle, but I was trying to find something, and I thought, she was right there in my face the whole time.
Right.
But that's why I felt like I connect with that statement because I was stalling. I didn't realize I was stalling because I was like, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for this. And then all the time, she
there in front of you.
was right there. And I think if I would have waited maybe a minute longer, too long, she probably would have been with somebody else. So it's like, at what point, but then I told, I have we talked about this before, like your own little creative way of stress relief.
Yeah.
My way of figuring out if I want to rock with you at all, like I need to go out with somebody else to see, you know what? I need to go out with somebody else.
Yeah.
Because if I'm always with you, and this is in dating, like I ain't talking about marriage, like
Right. Of
in
course.
dating.
Right.
Like if we're,
Of
Let
course.
me find
Listen,
out.
listen, if I'm
disclaimer
courting
on
Mo,
that.
if y'all don't know, Mo's my cousin. So if me and Mo are dating, right, like it's very casual. And it's like no titles attached, nothing. And she goes out with other people, like we have an understanding. She goes out with people, I go out with people. And then that's what was happening in my relationship. Like I would go out with other people and I kept thinking about, if I'm always thinking about Mo while I'm other people, that to me, to your point a few episodes ago, when you run out of excuses,
Yeah, man.
like,
time.
I mean, what you stalling now? And I didn't realize I was doing that because I was so used to what I used to do. I was like, I'm not stalling. I got a standard I'm looking for. And I'm like, the standard's right there, but it's not how I perceived it, but she has everything that I want and that I really needed. You know, like as people like try to chase the 10, everybody wants the 10, everybody wants the 10. But sometimes everything you need is in, no offense, like in that 7, you know. In that,
4.
in that,
Yeah.
in that 4. I mean, y'all get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
I mean, standards, you know, in general, it's good to have standards, right? But you get to a certain point, like you said, standards could become roadblocks, could become walls, become obstacles
yeah.
that you set that you don't have to have in your life, right? And that's not just relationship for anything. So instead of checking the boxes off of your standard sheet, why not write positive things that you got going on, or the person that you talk to has going on, that you can kind of slide into that standard that sheet, right? So now you're saying, I'm settling for what I thought I did not want, but I have everything I need, right? So everything, like Jim Mack said, everything was right in front of him.
right in front of me, man.
Instead of looking around like, no,
I
it can't be that
no
easy.
clue, bro.
But right here in front of you, right?
Right there in front
It's
of
just
me.
it's all about perception, right?
What do you say when someone says sometimes settling is just accepting what actually loves you back? I guess in terms of
Probably not read
relationships.
Yeah, probably that's like a half.
Sometimes settling is just accepting what actually
Because
loves you back.
everything can love you back.
I don't really see how that's tied to
I guess in relationships, I guess.
Everything can.
Or it's settling ain't selling out. It's just cashing in on what you want.
Yeah, I like that. Like that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, like what you
Yeah,
said.
it's like you at the casino. I like playing blackjack, right? Like you mentioned, having cards and knowing, hey, do I keep playing the game or do I
Like cash
take
out.
my winners and leave because I know I'm good? So I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
metaphor,
you can
right?
cash out. Yeah.
Look
I'm
at what
out,
you
I'm
have.
out the
Be
game,
appreciative.
bro. I'm out the game.
But
You
as
know, I'm up. Let me leave. You
As
know?
I'm thinking back to the Columbus analogy, which is I've just a very weak analogy, but it's the only thing I can visualize.
Yeah.
Like, let's imagine that like they did come across the United States, but they didn't settle there, right? They decided to go for it on the Atlantic, and then they came across a bigger or a smaller land, right? A smaller land, knowing that dang,
We had it.
we just passed
Yeah.
up on that. And they're just like, well, do we want to take the chance and get an even smaller land going forward? Or do we settle with what we know we've already missed and what we already done passed
wanna
up
miss it again.
and stay here?
Yeah.
So, like, is that another way of kind of looking at settling, depending on, basic, knowing, like, what you've had or what you've passed up versus what could potentially be there,
Right.
the unknown, the unforeseen.
Right. It's unknown, more negative.
Right.
And
Take that
that's
risk.
what I was going to ask next. Perfect segue. Do you think people are scared to commit because they think someone better might come along?
1,000%.
Yeah, I think.
1,000%.
think
And
so?
I think that's just with a lot of things in life, you
Yeah.
know. And
You
it's
don't take that
unfortunate.
job because you think there's
It's
a
just gonna
better
be something
one.
better,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Like, and that's where your own belief system has to kind of kick in. And if you don't have that, then it could be challenging. But you kind of got to like walk by faith.
That's
with
right.
certain things, you
If
know.
it's for you, it's for you. Like,
Right. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's that time of season, it's that time of season
Right.
for a reason. So
Right.
it may seem like, dang, I keep crapping out in this dating game, and I can't, find somebody right then and there. But like, it's a strong possibility that like that's a setup for something better.
Yeah, you
Or-
can't win if you don't shoot your shot. Like, you
Right.
gotta
Right.
stay in the game.
But it is in fear, to answer your question, I think it's in fear of, missing out.
Yeah, because hey,
FOMO,
you could take the analogy like everyone's looking for the next upgrade. Like even with your phones, like that next upgrade's coming. Like I'm gonna settle for this right now.
Right,
But I know something else.
but even with the iPhone, sometimes the upgrade is worse than the model that you already have.
It's true.
Preach.
So
true.
why would I sit there
It may
and
look
go,
better, but it don't work
There
as
you
good,
go.
right?
It don't work the same.
don't work
It
the
don't
same.
work the same.
Yeah.
And that's so funny that
true.
y'all mentioned that because on this very day, the AirPod, I think they call them AirPod 4s, just came out. And I was at the mall earlier this morning, and the line was out the
the
wazoo.
door.
But I was
store?
thinking, at the Apple Store. And I was
Yeah.
thinking a few weeks back, I'm like looking at my AirPods, and I'm just like, dang, should I wait? I mean, these work just fine. There's no reason to
Come
even
on,
upgrade.
there we go.
And to most point, it's just like, well, yeah, I could have waited for the upgrade, and the entire time, all that time that I, pushed off on this current set of AirPods because I'm expecting something better, this anticipation, coming to find out that it's just the same, or there's not any like fundamental feature that's any different or of additional value.
But and then, if like you said to your point, if you don't have a strong belief system and knowing your worth in a sense, because that word gets thrown around a lot. Know your worth, but
Yeah,
but
never really
but And if you don't know your worth, you can rely on social media to dictate
Define it
how you're
for you.
supposed to move, right?
Yeah.
And social media, I think a lot of times has people thinking like Prime, like Amazon Prime. If love don't come in 2 days, I'm returning it. I'm sending it back.
That's real.
You get what I'm saying? Like, 'cause,
Right.
like, oh,
It ain't
they
come
just
fast
they just met and they're happily in love. I've known you for 2 months and nothing's happening. It's crazy how like when we not this is no knock on Mo, but there are people out here who are desperate and trying to find anything, and as soon as the T app or find this, they follow a couple on social media, they've been dating, and all of a sudden 2 days later or a month later they're married.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's telling like, oh, I want that too.
Yeah.
But everybody's pathway, that's why it goes back to your belief system. Like you gotta know your worth, but then again, check your receipts. Knowing your worth. Like let's backtrack.
Yeah, backtrack, right.
Let's see. Like you say you know your worth, but let's look at this receipt.
Right.
Like how I mean it's
But at the same time, you sit here and I'm going on social media and you've been dating this person for 3,
Yeah.
4, 5 years. And all of a sudden I keep seeing, I engaged, married, child.
that'll do something to
It's
you.
just like, well,
What about me?
what about me?
Yeah.
Because at what point do you set the ultimatum? Well, I'm not doing this anymore because I'm going to have to go out there and find something else because obviously you're not ready.
But that goes back to Mike's point about Columbus. The grass ain't always greener.
Yeah.
You know,
On the other side, yeah.
it might be filtered, with a little fertilizer or something, but it's not always greener, and that's the chance you take.
It's a crapshoot.
You know,
Yeah, it sucks.
like, have you ever been in a situation like that, Mo, where you say, you know what, screw this, I'm gonna move on, and you get out there, you're like, damn,
Man, yeah.
I should have stayed.
And then I go on and be like, oh, married? Darn it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
real.
Ooh,
man.
that
The
hurts.
one that got away.
Yeah.
Type of,
Yeah, that's real.
And then you just sit there and be like, well, what if I would have just gave him another shot?
Right.
Could that have been me?
Yeah.
Ooh, how about you?
That's
real.
Reflection.
That's
It's
real.
such a profound reflection, and
That's
even with
real,
like
man.
in the job, the labor market,
Same thing,
with
yeah.
business, with so many
Everything,
everything.
everything,
It's
man.
just you kind of look back. But I've also learned to like not have buyer's remorse either. Because you can
Yeah.
always look at or passing up, and kind of just living with regrets. And that was more like a mental purging type of thing because it is very hard to look at past situations in any aspect and just
that
be like,
became
"Oh,
successful,
damn,
yeah."
yeah. You missed up on that.
Right.
Like that whole, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. The whole cryptocurrency thing. When
Yeah.
it first came out, I was still in undergrad,
Yeah.
and people were telling me and like seeing all these people that put $100, $200 in it,
Yeah.
not knowing what it was,
Yeah,
and I'm
20
talking
years
like
later.
2006.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not into no investing. I don't know what that
Right.
is. $200. I'm a college student, man. Now I'm about to sit up there like I ain't got $200.
Yeah.
So like, and man, to find out like 10, 15, 20 years later, these individuals got wazoos off of
Yeah, hundreds of
$100,
thousands
man.
of dollars, yeah.
So that
$200.
FOMO thing is a real and on a situational basis.
Yeah, you just can't let perfect, the pursuit, I guess in the Will Smith movie, Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Like we just changed that word, like the pursuit of perfection goes back to that episode. You don't let that make you miss out on being present because you can miss a whole lot and, it being in the present, searching for something that you can't even really see down the line. But you're in hopes. But sometimes, like if you keep doing this reoccurring cycle and it keeps happening, at some point, I think all of us are saying like over and over and over again, just in different ways, like you need to take a look in the mirror and be like, that could be in your career. If everybody keeps, you going for that same job and it keeps passing you, and other people behind you are getting it. That, not saying don't go for it, but that's for me an alert. Like,
What am I doing wrong?
what am I doing wrong? Or is this, spiritually, like, is this
Is
this really what I'm supposed to be right now? Because sometimes we can make an impulsive move, we can make an irrational move
Yeah.
because we think
Yeah.
it's time to move, and then everything might be good and you might get what's the word, comfortable. And you're like, you know what, I'm good. Like I'm bored with doing this, but sometimes it's
good to be bored.
good to be bored. Sometimes,
It's good to be
man.
bored.
Board is stable.
I think, in that example, kind of like reading signs, recurrences, we may like pass them up, but I really do think that that's, someone, whatever you believe in, talking to you, like telling you, like, hey, the writing's on the wall. I hear you, and you trusted this process, and you have been chasing this particular position, yet and still all these other things keep, or everyone else is getting it, and you not, and you standing, or it could be whom you're dating, or what you're dating, or what you're looking for, and it's so we're talking, and that's one thing that I gathered from, the Guys Got My Back seminar a few weeks ago, the men's conference, the dynamic brother from Florida. With the Puerto Rican background, it was just kind of like, you got to listen.
Pastor Chino.
Chino. Like, that's the way that, you just kind of got to listen, and that's a form of being spoken to, and some of those signs. And because at certain points, you kind of got to, like, grab the bull by the horns, and I'm not saying create your own fate, but, like, you kind of got to, like, act and take
a hold of your own
fate.
fate.
Take a head, so.
Sometimes all it takes is to make a choice, right?
That's it.
Make one decision that's going to change the rest of your life.
The trajectory of everything.
And have faith behind that decision. And just let it work.
I feel like throughout life, you're going to compromise on something, though.
You have to, because if it's too good to be true, probably.
Yeah, you're going to compromise on something. And I feel like nobody ever really checks every box. Like, no job, in my opinion, no job checks every box.
Yeah, that's true.
No person checks every box.
Right.
But to me, it depends on how many boxes are checked, if that makes sense.
How many boxes you have to check.
Right, that too.
Right.
That too. That too.
Y'all getting deep now,
you
man.
got,
And how many of those boxes are realistic as well?
Right.
Because we can have some
y'all got me feeling
some
like
rate these
the
boxes.
polls or something.
you know what I'm saying?
Am I checking again?
I mean, because we all have I know for me, like I had dreams growing up as a young cat of what I wanted, and
when you wanted it.
how I wanted it,
everything.
how I wanted it.
You had it chartered.
And then if you start to realize compromising is not a bad word, it has a bad connotation on it.
Yeah.
Right.
With society, because it sounds like you're giving up, sounds like you're failing.
Yeah.
But sometimes it could be the smartest move.
And I think it's more pragmatic. You're bringing realism into like idealism. So it's almost just like, because again, we've all had hoop dreams and fantasies of what the nice car and mansion and all that. And those are they're just ideations, right? But then it's just like, all right, well, what can I practically, like realistically actually work with right now? And even if I do think I need to be a multimillionaire, is that really like the healthiest thing? And I don't know, Isla had mentioned, $1 million, but for some people that could really be, like their detriment.
Right.
Right. I mean, how many millionaires?
It's crazy to think that that could be.
How many folks can really deal with being millionaires?
Now, you got certain people, in a regular trailer park lifestyle where, chain smokers, cigarettes are their thing. Now that they got $1 million, multi-million dollars, well, cigarettes did it for me, but now let me go ahead and try, a little something,
something stronger.
A little something stronger. Right? And now you like, and so that is, so, I mean, a lot of evils do come, it is the root of all evil. Yeah. And I understood Alice's point that it does solve a lot of problems too. But it also can bring on,
but it brings on just as many, I think. Yeah. And I think also, like, even with careers, even with relationships, a lot of us want these lifelong commitments, right? But we have a lot of short-term patience. If you think about it, in most cases, it's like we want this, but like you said earlier,
right?
My clock is ticking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. No disrespect, rightfully so. But then that adds, going back to perfection, pressure, adds pressure. It adds stress. Now you're dealing with your health, your mental as well. It's like, you're like, man, why don't I have, and then you start, not saying Mo does this, but then I can see how it can start to demean yourself.
Right.
Now you're looking at yourself and you're like, what is it about me that I can't have X, Y, and Z? Yep. Or I can't have X, Y, and Z. Like, I do this right, I do this right, I do this right, I do this right. But yet, this Blow Joe down the street don't do nothing for nobody, but he living off good. And at least in your eyes, it's like, but you don't know everybody's backstory or what. But the perception that is given is that, oh, your life is good. But we want that lifelong commitment, but short-term patience. And I think if you want that lifelong commitment, like I think about even with sports, like to get to where all of our NBA big stars are, that's a commitment, a lifelong commitment. Like you can't take shortcuts with that, or you won't be successful at all.
Yeah, it shows.
I know Kobe couldn't take no short. I mean, yeah, he went to the pros, but the work he did before all that, like, you know, and even when he got to the league, it's the same with Bron, same with Jordan, Barkley, Ewing, the list goes on.
And the opposite side of that spectrum, all your busts, you know, your Kwame Browns, your
Yeah, you got the bus. Who don't put the work? I mean, honestly, I just feel like those who are busts, they just don't put the work. Like you feel like you made it, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And, you know, in my opinion, Kwame Brown could have been something, but when you feel like you get that check, oh, I'm in, I'm good.
Yeah, stop working.
And then that's why I feel like the money
It
goes to the
it
wrong
travels,
hands.
Yeah.
Like
Zion Walkers and, you know.
yeah,
All that talent going to waste, right?
Yeah. So, I definitely feel it.
yeah. I mean, everybody wants that golden ticket, but are you willing to stick it out as long as you can to try to strive for that, or do you just settle and be like, you know what, I can't get that golden ticket, you know, but I'll settle for a bronze. You know, I mean, I just wonder, like, even with the Olympics, like, you train for 4 years, every year, 4 years to get to the Olympics. And if you don't make it, is that considered a failure? Is it? Is it you don't make it?
I mean, they would think so, but
Yeah.
you know, they would think so.
But you think about,
4 years of
case in point, that was a wrong analogy. Let's think about Russell Westbrook. He made a comment. He ain't never been a champion. They asked him, like, so how do you feel about, you know, being in the league and not being a champion? Does that bother you? He's like, no, I'm already a champion. You know where I came from?
Right.
So when you go that route,
Yeah.
that's what I mean about the Olympics. Like when you think about where you came from to get where you are, like I've already won.
You made the Olympic team.
Like
Right.
I'm already here.
You're on
Like, I'm
stage.
on TV.
Yeah.
I'm providing for my family.
I'm
I'm
top 10
doing
in
X,
the
Y, and
country,
Z.
in the
Yeah.
world. Sorry, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so, is Russell Westbrook with that comment? Is he settling?
No, not
I mean,
at all.
in a sense, but again, it's
Oh, yeah.
positive,
I'm sorry.
right?
Yeah. I'm thinking
Positive,
of the
yeah.
connotation. So,
Oh,
yes, you're right. From the definition that I think we've all agreed on,
Yeah.
he is settling. But that doesn't necessarily have that negative spin on it. To Mark's, you know, perspective and very insightful definition of it. Yeah, it's not a negative.
Because if it was a negative, then he would have been out the league a long time ago, right?
Right.
Because
He's very successful.
he wouldn't give up.
So that's settling. They signed me up. I mean, you know.
Yeah. But you see how my mind automatically jumped into like the negative definition of it?
Yeah.
Like just like that. We just
Rightfully.
sat here and talked about it for the last 25 years, and automatically, like my mind was programmed as hearing settling that. I mean, I said no. Like he settled. Like dang, you know. So I don't. And it was like, you know, how do we correct that or reprogram for those of the viewers that, you know, kind of are subconsciously programmed like I am, like to talk about it for the last 30 plus minutes, and I still immediately went through, oh dang, he settled it. Like that's kind of messed up, right?
Messed up.
Like we literally just talked about this, like, so that's interesting, very very interesting.
Yeah, and I've had people make comments about this topic, and they were saying that settling doesn't mean you failed. Sometimes it just means you finished searching. How y'all feel about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate taking it back to this
You
colonizer.
came to the end of the Google page.
And I got that 6. I got that 6 guy.
I got that one.
Yeah.
I'm all done.
Settling don't mean you
like
fail.
that.
Sometimes it means you finish searching.
Yep.
Or you call it settling. I call it selecting my piece.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because searching can be tiring.
Yeah.
So for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that for a fact. Being a DJ, searching for music. When she said the word searching, it triggered me. 'cause
Searching is just like, yo, like, come on,
when
man.
I'm preparing
There's
for a
only but so much.
gig, and they tell you what they want, and you just gotta search, and you gotta
finite
search, and you
number.
gotta search. You gotta find this, find that, and you know they got a standard that you're trying to uphold.
Right.
And, you know, and if you don't meet that standard, you don't get that good feedback. You don't possibly get all your pay if you don't have all, everything. If you already don't have your money and things like that nature. But you equate that to life. Like when you do so much searching, soul searching can be tiring. Career searching can be tiring. Personal life can be tiring. But doing all this searching, like at some point you just want to be like, listen. Like,
All done.
You like me, I like you.
Right. Let's do this thing. Right.
What we doing?
Let's just get married tomorrow.
Right.
So let me ask y'all this, right? So
What's
like,
up?
have y'all ever looked at someone? It could be a close friend, family, a friend, or whatever, and y'all looked at them and you just looked at their situation. And I'm gonna use the relationship for example. You looked at
Yeah.
their relationship, and have you ever stepped back and said, you know, I mean, that brother, he's settling, or that sister, she's settling. And if you have, what's your definition of settling? You know, from that lens or from that scope. Like it could be a family member, an auntie, where you know that dang, that uncle is kind of like hitting up on auntie, like she's
Yeah,
settling,
I
she's
follow
settling,
you, I follow
right?
you.
So like, I mean, what's your definition from that perspective? Outside looking in,
You know,
and or maybe it might not be defined as settling. It may be defined as something else because I think we've had an understanding of what settling
Yeah,
is.
in different aspects, yeah.
Right.
So in the relationship lens,
Outside looking in.
outside looking in, right? Ooh, Mark, what you got?
I
Think
think
about
we're talking about this before we start recording. Like, you walking down the street, just seeing different people, the dynamics of how people look, at least to us.
Yeah,
And we say, hey, damn, like she's attractive. Why is she with him? Or he's
Yeah.
attractive. Why is he with her? Like, and you don't know what brought them together. You don't know the decision they made to settle, right, to get to that next level. They got tired of chasing the pretty face and say, you know what, they treat me right. You know, they're successful, or they have aspirations, and we align. You know, whatever it is. So this is my person.
I can see people who will look at. I've heard it, and I have never said this, but I've heard people say like, "Why is she with him?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be like she may be a model or social media influencer, and the guy is big and huge. And like you would think, because society teaches us this way, like
Big X the plug.
exactly. Like
Girlfriend is so pretty.
that's why I was going. That's why I was going. I'm like, so did she? You know, and then all of a sudden your mind starts like, damn, is she settled? Like, I mean, take Big X the plug, take the money, everything
He's
else.
rich, so.
I mean,
Yeah,
take that part out,
I mean,
right?
that's
Take that part out. Like even like in day-to-day life, like you see like opposites attract. At least in my eyes, like you know, she's with him. Okay, I mean, she saw something in the guy, you know, or at least that's my take of it. It could be something totally different, but like you said, on the outside looking in, it's like, dang, I can see how people would say like, look at her, she looks like a dime, and he, I guess she's settled. I guess she must be lacking something that he has, or you know what I'm saying?
low self-esteem or something.
Right, it could be
Right,
something.
you automatically assume something negative. Yeah.
And then on the flip side of that too, right? Because a lot of times we look at it from the lens of, you know, dang, pretty girl, you know, maybe oversized or ugly or unattractive guy, I
Yeah.
guess. But like, what would you say in what's LeBron's wife name?
Oh, Savannah.
Savannah, right? I mean, who I don't think is unattractive, but she's not all glitz and glamour, not Hollywood, you know, either. Like, but for somebody in his position of power, right? Of power, who, I mean, I guess could
Have anybody
that he wants, right? So or had LeBron settled? Is that settling? Knowing that like he's been exposed to the entire world, right? An Olympian, a world champion, like right. So he's seen it all, and still, you know,
That's
with
a great point.
this loyal,
But she held
very
it down,
attractive.
though,
Oh yeah,
for years.
She was
Since
there
high
the entire
school.
time. She was there for day
She
one.
was there
High school.
before everything.
She was there before the money came.
So,
yeah. So you wouldn't say that wouldn't be
That's
like defined
different.
as settling.
That's different.
No,
That's his best friend, so that's different.
yeah.
What you got?
It's different.
Because, I mean, she was there from the very beginning.
Right.
So it's like you give her up, and then you go for somebody who's main.
There
They only
for-
know you
They don't know the
for
king.
LeBron James.
Right.
She know.
I don't
But
like.
she
I don't like
know
how you said
LeBron.
his
She know
name.
Babe.
Damn.
Right. From
I mean, I'm
from
just saying
miles away.
LeBron James. LeBron James.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
I mean, they know, you know, the king. But,
Right,
you know,
right.
she
She
knows the
know-
real you.
Baby, yeah.
It's hard to trust
Yeah.
somebody that just met, or you just met and they don't know you for who you are, right?
Mm.
What's your intentions? Like, do you love me for me, or you just trying to get on? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, if he settled, then hell, I'll take that all day because I can trust who she is. You know,
So if we're not saying that that's settling, well, maybe it is settling. Say again,
Maybe.
it's not a negative thing.
Maybe.
Settling is not negative.
It's not.
It's not negative. It's not negative.
It,
It's not
it's
negative.
He said
always,
not
it's
negative,
always
not negative.
perceived.
I think I
It's
can.
always perceived that way.
Right, settling is not negative, right? So he did settle, but it's a positive.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
think so.
strong positive. It's a
Yeah.
good positive
Yeah,
for
yeah,
him, right?
I think so.
So would you rather have 80% of what you want forever, or chase 100% and end up with nothing?
Oh, 80.
Yeah,
80.
80.
All day.
Safe bet.
All day.
I'm staying on 20 all day. Like, don't hit. Nah.
Because that's like, if you take it, because I think I'm a lighthearted foodie. I like food. That's like 80%. That's like Five Guys getting the burger without the fries.
Ooh.
Follow me?
Expensive. I got you though.
80%.
You get that
I got the
meal,
burger, but I got the fries.
$14, $15, man.
You know, I mean, you know, that burger, boy, you know, but you forgot the fries. But I still eat that burger though.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Did
getting
you really need the
I forgot that
fries?
20. I forgot the 20, but I got the 80.
You didn't really need the fries.
Right, because after I ate the burger, I was satisfied.
Yeah.
You really didn't need those fries though.
You really
You probably ain't really.
You didn't need the fries.
But I would have enjoyed the other 20.
Yeah. But did you really need it?
Oh man! So, I found this comment. I was searching online again, just tirelessly,
Tirelessly.
and found. I put this topic in chat, and a comment came up that says, "Settling is giving up. It's like buying the demo car with 100K miles because you're tired of walking."
Gosh, you know, I mean, that's a good one too. Like we literally discussed like 4 different perspectives. That's like the fourth one
On the word
of settling,
settling, right.
Like that's like the fourth one because when you've come from and when you know what you've had, which hadn't been good, right? Because what if Columbus did come across, or the first land he came across was a peninsula? It was like dirt small. He's just like, man, we're not about to stay here right there. I mean, it's a chance that it could be something small, or it's a chance it could be something bigger. Or they did settle there, and it's just like, you know what? You know, this ain't gonna work for us. This ain't good.
Right.
We need something bigger. There's too many of us on these ships. Right. And then they continue going. Now they got something. So I mean, gosh, man.
Yeah.
But
then the clap back to that was, at least the demo car still gets you home. Meanwhile, you're still outside Ubering.
Yeah, and that peninsula, I mean, you still able to like house yourself and feed yourself. It's not ideal, but I mean, it's better than the open sea. So
Whew.
that's true.
So maybe the question isn't should you settle. Maybe it's are you settling down, or just settling for less.
See, those are two.
Are those two different things?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Settling
not
down
at
versus
all.
settling for less.
Yeah. But the root word is, I mean, I think that's what may be leading to so many different like definitions and perspectives. It's like it's like you said.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't confuse the root word settle to mean like the same in both.
Yes.
You know,
Scenarios.
Yes.
Yeah. Settling down versus settling for less.
Settling less.
Yeah. Just settle.
I
We
mean,
have to define that.
Settling is okay. Let's just say that.
yeah.
It's okay to settle.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Didn't expect to really think this deep on this one, but it's deep.
I thought it was gonna be lighthearted.
It might honestly warrant a part 2, man. I'm asleep on it, you know, and maybe see if there's some comments that might be left.
Yeah, because I feel like peace beats perfection all day, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
The mentality I'm in
We're agreed on
now,
that.
my peace is more important than
peace,
chasing the
happiness.
perfection. I think I would still say that, even like I had clapbacks about this, like, oh, you saying you married? I feel like I would still say that if I was not married and in a whole different situation, because I'm talking about just for me. Like I can't speak for my wife and my kids and my family, but having peace of mind.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like everything else, it's my belief system. As Mike talked earlier, like everything is going to come to me that needs to come to me. I just got to be patient, and I can't have a short-term patience mentality when it comes to, you know, what I want in life. It's frustrating. Don't get me wrong. It is frustrating. But if I know that it's worth it, I'm gonna go for it as long as I can. And if I, like for instance, this job that I have now, and I know we are way over, but this job that I have now, man, is our jobs got abolished last school year, and we talking about 20 people. Like, man, like what we, and then they tell us, like, oh yeah, well we're gonna reopen up the position. We just need to make it smaller, to compartmentalize it, because we're in this shortfall in APS. We're in the shortfall, so now it's 10. So now you're talking about a family of 20, and I mean family because we were together for 10 years since I've been in this job, and now we all looking at each other like, man, you going for it too? You going for it too? Like, I'm about to have my mindset. I'm confident in what I do, and I'm like, I'm about to take somebody's job.
That's it.
So it's like, with that mentality, like I'm already thinking ahead, like I got it.
Yeah.
Like I'm having this mentality that I have it, and that's what I'm trying to do in life. But then I have to also be realistic in my settling. Like if I don't get it, do I still go for it again, or do I say, you know what, this was a good run, 10 years, 20 years in APS, I can go somewhere else now.
Change it up.
Like so. It's that I feel like it's a fine line.
It is.
A very, very fine line. Like, thankfully I got it, but I didn't boast about it. And I really felt bad. Like when I saw who the new team was, I was like, I know who didn't get it. And I was like, now it becomes, in a sense, survivor's remorse. Because I feel bad to a certain degree
that you're alive.
that they chose
you
me.
made it.
Right. You made it.
And that's what I'm saying about it. To me, was settling. Like, what if you have a group of people, all of y'all going for the same thing? Relationships, maybe not the same person, but in general, looking for relationships. And then all of a sudden, your girl gets engaged, but y'all started out this whole dating journey together.
We not friends no more.
Exactly.
No.
So it's like, at what point you're happy for them, but at some point do you say, you know what? When do you have the cutoff? I guess that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
When do you cut it off and be like, you know what? It just ain't in the books, because it's in the Bible that there are going to be people that are going to be happily unmarried. But it didn't say that you weren't going to be, nothing in the Bible says you find somebody, but some people won't be married. And I know so some people, that's their goal. But so some people, like we talked about before, cohabiting, that's the thing, being a partner. But that doesn't come with a lot of benefits, but apparently.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a tough one. When do you stop settling and cut up? Have a hard cutoff. Like, you know what? That's it. Like that's tough.
Yeah, and not to drag it out, or I'm not going to drag it out. That's why I think this warrants a part two. But it really does come, and that's the part I've had a challenging time with my individual faith or belief system, because it's just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm all about trusting and waiting to see signs and waiting for this and all that, right? Like, I ain't trying to orchestrate my own fate, but I mean, I need to grab the bull by the horns and speed up this process on my own. Otherwise, you're just sitting up there waiting for a miracle, and it's just like, all right, hold on, can I help you a little bit? Like, knock, like, how about I do this and you kind of give me a little bit of a push, but then it's just like, when do I really actually let the rubber hit the road and control this on or have some control over it? Because
But you know what grounds me? I know we will. What grounds me? There's nowhere in the Bible that says Jesus ran anywhere. He
What's
walked.
that mean?
He walked everywhere. He walked. He took his time.
Oh, okay, I got it now. I was
Follow
like,
what
what
I'm
are you
saying?
talking about?
Because you talk, get him,
Gotcha.
hey, I'm
Yeah,
down here, like, help me out. And I just thought about, like, you know what, he wasn't in a rush to go nowhere. So I'm like, what am I rushing for? What am I rushing for?
That's real.
But that's real, man. I'm done. I'm long-winded.
A hell of a conversation.
Hey, part two though, man. There's still some stuff to get on, man. Because I still want to say, while that was a profound statement. I mean, Jesus died at 33, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of us knocking on 43 now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so we had, some of us like, come on, man. Like,
Perspective.
He died, man.
Man, the glass is half full or
yeah, right. Or half empty.
Oh, half empty.
All love, man. Hey, another good one up.
Love y'all, man. Hey,
Lady.
smash that like button. Show us love, man. We love y'all. Leave the comments, man.
What's up,
Is settling ever sometimes the smartest move? Is it? It depends on your situation.
And what's your definition of settling?
Ooh, what's your definition?
Appreciate the love, y'all.
Love y'all, man. We out.